What's going on, guys? Ekolimits here, and I want to show you guys all my sensitivity settings since this is a very popular question I get when I live stream. If you're new to the channel, you can check me out on twitch.tv. That's where I do most of my content, but once in a while I come at you guys with an awesome video here on YouTube, so hit the subscribe if you're enjoying. As I did for Battlefield 1, I'm going to walk you guys exactly through what is my sensitivity settings, and I also do some custom controls. That's why I have a little video for you guys to see what buttons I'm exactly pressing. For those of you guys unfamiliar with my channel, I do use a regular controller, no paddles involved, nothing crazy. This is my right thumbstick I look at or look with, and on the left side I have a protector just because in Battlefield you run a lot and you press and jam this quite a bit, and I ruined quite a few controllers, so a little protector. Alright, so let's walk straight into it. I'll show you guys what I mean with my new settings for Battlefield 5. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the game as much as I am, and if you are, come through to the Twitch stream and let me know. So the first thing you're gonna see, I like my sensitivity to be low, so I bumped this up to 33%. Of course, this is your preference, but I've been told that a lot of people enjoy my settings as like a starting point. So if you want to evolve into something more crazy, you end up getting a custom controller with like a raised thumbstick or something. Maybe sensitivities could be different for you. However, right now I've always been enjoying 33%. I think it works for me. But what's important is you're gonna want to tone down your zoom aim sensitivity. It helps with once you acquire the target, maintaining the target with a lower sensitivity, especially on a small thumbstick like this is going to go a long way. Of course, keep this to toggle. Hold is only for the PC peoples. Double tap, don't do any of that. Soldier weapon zoom, hold. Of course, you want that on L2 steady scope. Hold as well if you want to R3 it. That's fine. I'm not going to go over the vehicle sensitivities. I think I'm going to let you guys do that. I'm more of a on the ground kind of guy. So yeah, let's go straight to the control schemes. Now, most of you guys know I use a custom control scheme, and you're gonna want to get to this point, and what you're gonna want to see is at the bottom over there, you see custom button mappings. You're gonna press triangle right here, and what I change in my loadout is I go all the way down here where it says R3, and normally this is set to the crouch is normally set to circle, and I've already gone in and done that. But you know what, I'm gonna hit reset, and this is what you guys will see. So when you go all the way down to circle, and a lot of people are confused on how to set this all up, and I'll show you guys. So I know it doesn't say press X anywhere on this, but the UI is a little bit confusing. What you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to hover over this crouch part, because I don't know about you guys, when you play and you have your fingers like this, the last thing I want to do is hit this to crouch. That's kind of annoying. So in order to change it, press X once very lightly, and then it's going to prompt you to press whatever you want. Now I like to crouch with R3, so I'm going to press R3 right here, and it's going to alert me that's already been assigned to something, but don't worry, we're going to get to that in a minute. I'm going to hit OK. So what did that change? Now whenever we press this right here, we're going to be able to crouch with R3. Now that means we got to go up to these R3s. I'm going to fix them. Normally R3 is melee, and I kind of don't like that. We're going to outfit L1 to melee. So let's click gently X and press L1 and say OK again. And we're going to want to do the bayonet charge as well. So gently X and press L1 and say OK again. So now my melee button, whenever I'm holding my controller, I'm aiming with this, I'm moving with this. I never take my thumbs off of the thumbsticks to do important things like crouching and knifing. That's perfect. And the one thing you're going to go back down now is to throw a grenade. You're going to change that to the circle button. Of course, it's not going to prompt us anymore because the circle button isn't assigned to anything. And what this does is you're going to quickly tap, like you aim up, you're going to quickly tap, and this will get you directly to throw a grenade. And it's like a slow animation, so don't worry about it. You get used to this. I have, and it works really, really well. Especially if you're just using a regular controller, no paddles necessary or involved at all. So that's my controller setup. Now let's go through some of the other sensitivity things you're going to want to definitely change. And as I said, a lot of people have told me this is a good starting point, and then you fine tune it yourself. Aim stick acceleration completely off. If you want to get good at any type of aiming in a FPS game on console, you want things to be consistent. Aim acceleration is like one of the worst things ever. It's super casual, and yeah, I hope more games give you the option of turning it off. So we're going to turn that off. We're going to turn on uniform soldier aiming, and we're going to leave this at 133. Don't worry about this. I'm not going to explain it either. This, you kind of want all of these on, vehicle relative aim controls, and that just basically makes aiming while in a vehicle as a passenger or as a driver a little bit more comfortable. Of course, you got all your sensitivities you can fine tune as much as you like. If you feel like the 50% in general is too slow for really, really high optics, and go ahead and change it, And of course, your vehicles as well. Like I said before, I'm not going to go over the vehicle stuff. All right, now let's go to controller tuning. I know a lot of people talk about dead zones, and what I normally do is I have these center dead zones set to 10% and axial dead zone completely off. But I've been kind of experimenting with just keeping 10% axial dead zones. I just kind of like to tone them down because it's all about how small of an adjustment are you making on your controller and how comfortable you are with that. And I'm pretty comfortable with most of these, so I have mine set to 10%. These input thresholds, leave alone. Same thing with all of these dead zones. I pretty much leave them at default. And there you have it. Those are my controls for Battlefield 5. Maybe some gameplay tweaks I can show you guys real fast. All of these things are pretty much preference, so I'm not going to cover what colors you want what to be. It's really up to you. None of this is that important, even in the advanced part. I know there's been a lot of talk about aim assist auto rotation. Legitimately online, whether you have it on or you have it off, it will literally always default to off. Kind of like what Rainbow Six Siege does. So that's no big deal. Slow down, well, the thing about slow down is if you're using a small thumbstick like myself, it does help. Can mess you up, but I see that Battlefield 5 has a very subtle aim assist. It's in a good place. I've actually, as a game changer for EA, I've actually expressed interest in them letting us get a slider versus a on and off option so you can better customize it for yourself. Maybe one day they'll do it. All of these things I kind of leave alone for now, no big deal. And that's the gameplay part. Audio, I know the game's having a lot of audio issues. I've heard that if you have headphones and you put on surround or stereo, you're going to hear better footsteps, but I don't know, maybe they'll fix it. As far as I know, do not put on 3D phones. 3D phones have supposed to be good, but the footsteps are kind of messed up. So all of this, again, your preference. I'm not going to cover it directly into it, but we will go into video. All right, I play with a 55 FOV because it's default. I don't like the fisheye look. Completely up to you, but you can change some of these things, like turning off motion blur. Probably a good idea. ADS depth of field effects. Why? Chromatic aberration. Turn all of this off. Film grain, vignette, lens distortion, and you're gonna get the purest picture of the game itself. So I do recommend you turn all of these features off along with motion blur, and you're gonna have a nice crisp image of what the game's supposed to look like. It's a beautiful game, of course. If you want to enjoy all the graphics, you're playing in 4K, wow, keep them on and enjoy the ride, But if you want to game and you want to play better, these features don't really help. Of course, custom color settings is up to you, whatever you enjoy, and you can actually change completely, which is freaking awesome. The customizations in Battlefield games are superb. There are no other games like this these days. So there you have it. Those are my controls. Those are my setups. The things that I game with. If you guys watch me on twitch.tv, you already know we always have some fun. So I'll put a link in the description below if you want to go follow me on there. Yeah, and thank you guys for supporting me through everything and watching these live streams and watching these YouTube videos. So thumbs up from me. Stay classy. Thank you guys for watching and enjoy. Hopefully we get some games on the battlefield.